All right, first up, mastering the command line. This is where a lot of practical exams start, to test if you're comfortable with the basics of an operating system like Linux. It might look a little intimidating, but trust me, we're about to see just how straightforward it can be. This is such a classic task. It's testing a few different skills all at once, making a directory, copying a file, and checking its permissions. It seems like a lot, but really, it's just three little commands in the right order. So let's break it down.
The sequence here is everything. First, mkdir makes the new folder. Then cd moves you inside it. Next, you use cp to copy the file. And see that single dot at the end? That is super important. It's a little shorthand that just means copy it right here to where I am now. And finally, ls/l lists everything out so you can see the permissions and prove you did it.
And then you see this, a string of letters that looks like some kind of secret code, right? Well, it's not. This is just how this system talks about who gets to do what with a file. And once you see the pattern, it is surprisingly simple. Okay, let's decode the thing. You got three actions: read, write, and execute. Simple enough. And you got three groups of people. You, the owner, that's the user. Then there's your team, the group. And finally, there's everyone else, or others. So that string RWX, R-R-X, just means the user can read, write, and execute, the group can read and execute, and others can read and execute too. See? No big secret. So how do you actually do it? You use the chmod command, which is just short for change mode. Now those numbers, 755, they're just a numeric shortcut for the permissions we just talked about. 7 means read, write, and execute, full control. 5 means just read and execute. So chmod 755 on your file does exactly what the exam asks. It's a super common setting, by the way. Okay, command line conquered. Now for our next challenge. We're jumping into something a bit more visual. The world of word processing. This is where you show you can create documents that look clean and professional. This one's a creative challenge, for sure, but what it's really testing is this. Do you know your way around the toolbar? The exam just wants to see you use a bunch of different formatting tools to make something look polished and put together. And here's the basic workflow. You start with a blank page, and then you head straight for the Home tab. Think of it as your command center for anything text-related. Font, size, color, you name it. And right there, you'll also find the paragraph tools to do things like center your text. For extra touches like a page border, you'll pop over to the Page Layout tab. Easy. All right, section 3. We've handled text on the command line. We've styled it in documents. Now it's time to make our information move. This mission is all about creating dynamic presentations that have real flow and impact. The magic words to notice here are timer-based transition. They don't just want you to make some slides. They want you to automate the whole presentation so it runs by itself. This is a really common question to see if you understand how transitions work. So the secret here is hiding in plain sight, right inside the Transitions tab. See that little section called Advanced Slide? That's the jackpot. All you have to do is uncheck the box for On Mouse Click, and then check the one that says Automatically After, and just put in a few seconds. Then, and this is key, hit Apply to All, and bam, your entire presentation is now a self-running slideshow. And for our final mission, let's nail down the tool you will use every single day in the professional world: email. It's not just about firing off a message, it's about doing it correctly and professionally. Ah, another classic. Anyone can fill in the to field, right? But knowing the difference between CC for carbon copy and BCC for blind carbon copy, that's what really shows you know what you're doing. The steps are super straightforward.
The main person gets the to field. Anyone you want to publicly keep in the loop goes in CC. Everyone can see they got the email. And finally, anyone you want to secretly copy, like yourself for your records, goes in BCC. They get the email, but their address is totally hidden from everyone else.
And here's what that looks like. You've got your to, and subject fields all laid out and ready to go. The exam is just testing a simple skill. Can you put the right address in the right box? It's all about paying attention to the details before you hit send.